Hello, namaste, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to day one of this one-of-a-kind global Learnathon, an initiative by SK Consultancy. Guys, SK Consultancy is one of those rare organizations I have come across, which is always doing something unconditionally and contributing and adding value to the society by creating such amazing programs and community of leaders all across the globe. And I think that is the reason we are here today with this global Learnathon. I am Nikita Mamtani, a writer, mindset coach, NLP coach, and an inspirational storyteller. Also, by the grace of my academic degree, a former lawyer. And I truly appreciate each one of you who is here. Because all of you have taken the responsibility of adding value to your lives. So thank you so much for choosing us and being here. If I could actually sum up this Learnathon, I think it's something which will truly help each one of us to run our life's marathon more effectively and smoothly. So I am absolutely excited about the learnings ahead. What about you guys? Come on, put it in the chat box. How are you guys feeling? What about the excitement? How is the excitement? Just flood your chat box with the energy. Super awesome, Austin. Yes, more. I hope all of you are able to hear me and see me. I need more energy in the chat box, guys. Come on. Yes, superb. So let's start first with the man himself, who shall actually lit the flame here, as it's done in the Olympics, we have all seen, because if he is, we are. So he is the founder of SK Consultancy with over 15 years of experience. He is an internationally certified NLP trainer from three of the most prestigious organizations, that is American Board of NLP, International NLP Trainers Association, and Triple Academy UK. It's said that great leaders create more leaders, not followers. And great leaders have a vision. They share that vision and inspire others to create their own vision. And this man here is truly the creator of leaders. He is an ocean of knowledge, powerhouse of positivity, someone I'm sure who has inspired each one he has crossed paths with. So let's hear it from my mentor, the person I look up to each day, Mr. Saran Kolkankar. Over to you, Saran. Of knowledge, powerhouse of positivity.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nikita. Nikita, am I audible, guys?
Yes. So
yes.
Let's hear it.
I think there is a double noise coming up somehow. Okay, I have an issue with my system right now. So I will resolve it.
Very much. Thank you very much, Nikita.
So somehow there is a technical glitch from my side. Let me check. How is it now? Am I audible? Wonderful. Super. So I welcome you all. Super welcome to all super participants who are attending this program from across the globe. A very good evening to all people who are attending from Asia, India, and nearby. A very good afternoon to those people globally, and a good morning to people who are attending from different parts of the world. In fact, we have people from different countries who are attending. One of the speaker herself, she is from US, Madhu, Sudha. So this is 5:30 early morning for her, and what a commitment. She's attending this program, and she's the speaker for this program. So I welcome you all. I'm super excited because I'm here to listen to amazing 8 speakers, and these are the people, who were so generous, who in spite of their busy schedule, they decided to be a part of this program and just want to contribute to this society. Am I audible now? Okay, so that's the commitment these people have for us. So I'm really grateful to all 8 amazing speakers. I think let's have an amazing reaction for them. So let me start from my side. So a lot of love to them. Super welcome all super speakers. Today, day 1, we will have the first 3 amazing speakers. We have the first speaker who is the birthday girl for us today, Pooja. What a commitment on birthday. She's doing the session, and we are so glad on her birthday we are starting the session. So glad to see her here. So Pooja will be the first speaker we have with an amazing topic on biology of happiness. Then we have Anup sir, who is the man behind this initiative. It was his initiative who had this thought, why not do this global learnathon? So it all came from Anup sir. So thank you so much, Anup ji, for taking this initiative, making this possible, and all credit goes to you, sir. Thank you so much. And Anup sir himself is one of the speakers as well with the art of learning. And then we'll have Madhu Sudha from US. She will be speaking on decoding emotions. And day 2, day 3 have more speakers. And these speakers, I must tell you, we have 3 amazing anchors. Every day you will have Nikita Mamtani, who herself, started her career as a lawyer. Her family belongs to completely law, but she chose to come in the field of coaching. She's a mindset coach. She's one of a super coach, and she is contributing a lot in this community. So I'm really grateful to Nikita for moderating and anchoring the entire session. Thank you so much, Nikita. We have Hardika for day 2. Amazing, amazing person. We'll have her, and day 3 all win. So wonderful. The concept of this learnathon is like a marathon, right? So we have back-to-back speakers, and we have back-to-back 3 days. So that every day you get variety of learning. We feed a lot of food for our body. We decide what kind of diet we will have, isn't it? How about deciding the food for your mind? What you feed your mind is very, very important. So keeping that in mind, we decided to come up with amazing topics so that in this situation, you should feed your mind with a lot of amazing, amazing, amazing learnings. And that was the thought behind it. So we are so excited to begin. So SK Consultancy is glad and so delighted to invite you. I really appreciate all super participants from across the globe who choose to invest this valuable time of them to be a part of this program. So I'm really grateful to everyone who are a part of this program. And I will request all those people, even who are attending from Facebook, because this is also Facebook Live, to enjoy this program. So day 1, whatever we do, based on that, we will share a link with you for the certification. Because every day, day 1, day 2, day 3. So we make sure you fill the form as well. Our team will share that link with you so that you deserve the reward. So every day we'll share that with you. So cool. So I am super excited for this day 1 session to begin this session. How about you guys? How much excited are you? I would like to see that in the chat box. Yeah, I can see here Abhi saying, glad to see you, Abhi, in the session, Kashyap ji, and many, many participants who are attending this program. So looking forward, I just wanted to join the session and I'm super excited, and I'll see you by the end of session. So thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this program, our Facebook audience, our Zoom audience, and everyone watching this program. We're really grateful to you. Let's begin the learning. Over to you, Nikita. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Saran, for your kind words and unconditional support always to each one of us. So I hope, guys, the warm-up is done and you are ready to run. If yes, I want again a yes in the chat box. Come on. Flood the chat box, otherwise I'm not going to invite Pooja. Yay, super. Pooja, you have great fan following. See the yeses. So our first speaker is someone who is beautiful inside out. And I am so glad that I get to do this today for her on her special day, that is her birthday. And that is Pooja for us, guys. She's celebrating her special day with us by spreading happiness and teaching us the biology of happiness. So to start with, Pooja is a core behavioral investigator, master handwriting analyst, hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner, emotional intelligence and mindfulness coach. Her extensive experience of working with corporates actually made her step out from that world and step into where she actually belongs. And I am glad that she decided to pursue her passion and learn more about the science behind behaviors and emotions. And I'm sure everyone here would equally feel the same by the end of her session. Her accomplishments in a very short span of time have been just incredible. Her work has been covered by UK Mental Health Radio and published in national magazines like Femina, YMCA magazines, brilliant reads, and other international news editions. She's also authored 4 books. Her program, TACT, the Competent and Aware Tribe, based on emotional intelligence, is running successfully in schools and making a huge impact on both the children and the parents. She actually is just it's just the best in putting things across with her stories and metaphors. And I'm sure all of you guys here will become a little more emotionally intelligent and get answers to a lot of whys and hows by the end of her session. And you'll surely have, as Pooja calls, the surprising moments, the aha moments. So I can't wait. Over to you, Pooja. Let's get started.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Nikita. It's always a pleasure looking at you, because I've seen from where to where you have reached, and especially a lawyer who I would have always felt jealous about. Trust me, I was never good at academics. Who all was not good at academics here? Raise your hands, maybe. Please switch on your videos. You know, we are talking about oxytocin, we are talking about dopamine, and oxytocin is when I see the faces. Let's give us oxytocin to each other. Yeah, lovely. I love the raise of hands. So all of you were not good at academics. I'm so glad I'm in my tribe. So, and a quick thumbs up if you guys have siblings. Elder ones, younger ones, a quick thumbs up. Wonderful. So you will understand how did I start my story. My God, so many people having siblings. I'm so glad that you can connect with my story. So growing up, I was the 4th child of the house, the pinky finger. And when you talk about the pinky finger, I was definitely the most annoying one. I was not the adorable, the cheeky ones that you always get those, you know, the one who gets all the love. I was like the annoyed ones who was never wanted. It was like unplanned baby. And all the 3 siblings on top were having a very less age gap, like 2 years, 1.5 years, 2 years. They were kind of a gang, and I was like completely disconnected. And on top to top it, I was going to the same school, and they were very good at academics, and I was completely zero at academics. I didn't know. In fact, it was very difficult for me to understand the equations of science and the formulas. I was dyslexic. Later on, I realized it. Now, every time I was trying to connect with people, I was constantly being compared in the school. And teachers, because we went to the same school, all my siblings were head girls and head boys. The teachers constantly used to say, "What happened to you? You don't belong to that family. Why didn't your mother eat the same thing what she ate for the top 3 ones?" So I was really feeling very bad about it. One thing I realized, and in fact, we call it as a coping mechanism. I thought I'll have to work very hard to please everyone because I'm not good at academics. So I was the hard worker types. So quick raise of hands if you also thought the same thing, that if you work hard, you will be liked by people. You'll be able to get, more approvals from people. Wonderful. I'm so glad that you're being honest to me here. So I was the hard worker guy and the lady, and I was like all about pleasing people. Let me please people. Let me do this for him. Let me do this for that. Let me do this. And my mom used to be sometimes tired. I was like, okay, let me press your feet. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this, so that I get validation, so that I get approvals, because I was not good at academics and because I was not getting connected with my siblings. I was always feeling disconnected. But as I'm growing up, I got into the offices, corporate worlds, and in corporate world also, I started doing the extra work, pleasing people, doing extra work. I got into good companies like Pepsi, Times of India. I was the first one to go in the office and the last one to leave because I used to say yes to everyone. Again, a quick raise of hands who cannot say no to people. It's very difficult for you to say no. Oh my God. Yes, absolutely. It was very difficult for me to say no because I thought if I say no, I will not make people happy around me. And if I don't make people happy around me, I will not be happy. So I was finding my happiness in pleasing people, which obviously I did get. I got married again. I was trying to find happiness in pleasing people around there. It just didn't work for me. Eventually, the bucket went so high that it just flooded off, and I went into clinical depression. I didn't understand what is happening here. I'm trying everything to please people. And then once in depression, I realized I myself was not pleased with myself. I was unhappy with myself. And there started the struggle of finding happiness. And I was a very investigative person. After fighting with my dyslexia and so many things, ups and downs, I started investigating what exactly this happiness is. If I buy a car, do I feel happy? If I buy a house, do I feel happy? If someone gives me a perfume, I am a big fan of perfumes. Does it make me feel happy? If I go out on a vacation, does it make me feel happy? And I realized one thing, that if I buy a car, I say I will be happy when I'm buying the car. I got the car, I am happy. But then after the car is in my possession, I say I was happy when I got it. Right? Because if the car got me happiness, I would have still been happy. But still, we are searching for happiness. If the house got me happiness, I should still be happy. But we are still unhappy. That means the car, the house, the job, the money, that's not real happiness. I got more investigative. I did all that I could do. I read all that I could. I got out of my depression, definitely thanks to the lovely man here, Saran. I got into NLP. I got out of depression. And then the studies never stopped. And then I thought one thing, you know what? In the schools, if they taught what happiness is, how amazing it would be, right? If they taught what disappointment is, how amazing it would be. If they taught the formula of feelings instead of formula of signs and all those chemicals that we never use. If they taught the equations of emotions, I would have never been in depression. Don't you think so? Agree with me. Give me a raise of hands if you really agree that if it was taught in the school what the formulas of feelings are, what the equations of emotions are, the life would be much, much, much happier, much wonderful than learning where Shahjahan was, how did he die, who made Taj Mahal, and when did Aurangzeb came, and where all that geography and Nile River, which is the biggest river of the earth, and all those things, right? It would be much, much better. I realized it. And I dived into finding the emotions, the feelings, the thoughts. So today I'm bringing my study about the neurochemicals of emotions. You've all studied bio in the school. You've all studied science in the school. You've all studied the human body. You've all studied the adrenal glands. But what do these glands do except for just taking care of your body that is making you happy, unhappy, and running your life? These glands are secreting wonderful hormones, neurochemicals that is running your life. So today I bring to you a few most important neurochemicals, understanding the biology of happiness, what is happening inside. And we'll be open with the question and answers if you have. So let me know if you are all ready to go back to the school and understand the biology in the way we should be doing with the happiness and running our lives. Wow, I'm so glad that we have so many people agreed to it, and we might be having School of Happiness very soon. So let's start. Okay, so biology for happiness for you. This is the flow. We'll be talking about the happiness trap. We'll be talking about the chemistry, and we talk about the neurochemicals here. We'll be talking about the dopamine. You all have heard about the word dopamine, and dopamine dose, and cocaine gives you dopamine, and this gives you dopamine. Dopamine is very important. What exactly dopamine is? The game of cortisols that no one talks about. And a very beautiful concept today I leave with is sprinkles of emotions. So let me start with a beautiful quote. Happiness is just a chemical, and you are the alchemist. Let's see how we can become the alchemist of our lives and play around with these chemicals. So what is the happiness trap? It's just a trap that we think that once we go in a vacation, we'll be very happy. Once we get our new car, we'll be very happy. Or once we win a race, a competition, we'll be very happy. You all have seen those memes before and after vacation? Give me a thumbs up if you've seen those memes. What happens before the vacation? I need a vacation, I need a vacation. And on the vacation, you're like chilling out. And after the vacation, you're like, oh my God, I need a vacation again. We all have seen those memes, right? Vacation really doesn't give you happiness. When you think of a vacation, you secrete a hormone called as dopamine. And when do you secrete this? When do you want a vacation? When you're completely bored, when you are overwhelmed with an emotion, when you're stressed out, do you feel I'm very happy in my house, I'm enjoying the cup of tea in my house, I need a vacation? Who feels that? No one, right? We think of a vacation or going out on a resort when we are just bored in the board meeting and the boss is saying something which is going off your head, or after COVID, all these women who's done with all the mopping and cleaning the dishes, now they need a vacation, right? Because they need a reward of whatever hard work that you've done. So when you think of a vacation, your body secretes a neurochemical. That's a reward for you. I'm stressed out, I need a reward. I'm stressed out, I need something good for myself. And that's the pleasure hormone. I need pleasure because I am stressed out right now. And that hormone is called as dopamine. But the good part of this dopamine is that it will make you run like this Learnathon till the time you buy that car, till the time you go to that vacation, or till the time you win that race. But the moment you're done with it, the shot gets over. The effect of that shot gets over. The moment you get it, you're like, okay, now I need another shot. Now I need another shot. It's like cookies, I need another one. I need another one. But eventually, you cannot have a diet of cookies. Who can have a diet of cookies? No, right? You'll be needing other things too. Cookies are important though, because it makes you feel awarded. You can give a cookie to a child who's done a good job. And like, okay, I'll get a cookie after I'm done with a good job. I'll get an ice cream after I'm done with a good job. So that's dopamine for you. And that's the happiness trap. So the chemistry that we are going to talk about is the serotonin. These are all neurochemicals that we are not going to cover all the neurochemicals here. I just have 35 minutes given by Nikita. So I'll finish very, very important ones. So serotonin is one of the chemicals that is very, very important. Melatonin is another chemical that's very important. Endorphins, adrenaline, dopamine, oxytocin, and cortisol. So all these things have very, very important place in our lives. And these are the chemicals that's running your happiness or maybe ruining your happiness. We'll be talking about dopamine, oxytocin, and cortisols in this session. Let's move forward. My aim here is to bring you this lovely hormones and just make you understand that what exactly dopamine does for you and what oxytocin does for you versus what cortisols are in fight. So this is a complete fight. In fact, all these hormones are good hormones. A lot of places you'll find that, cortisol is a stress hormone and this hormone and that hormone. But cortisol is also good hormone. If you don't have cortisols, you might die. It's a very, very important hormone. So let's start with the dopamine. As I said, dopamine is a pleasure hormone. It gives you pleasure. It gives you, that drive to go, to do it, to go to that vacation, to buy that car, to go and, meet your friends, all that rewards that you're looking for. So these are the dopamine for you. Now, I want you to just be aware of it before we jump into the details of it. We'll dive deep. Dopamine is produced in the gland called as thalamus gland. Any one of you are aware of the thalamus gland? Give me a maybe thumbs up if you're aware. Where exactly it is? Put it on the chat box if you know that where is the thalamus gland in your body. Let me see how attentive you were in your science class. It's okay. It's okay. There is no failure, only feedback. Brain, wonderful, Sulekha-ji. It's within the brain. Wonderful, wonderful, Amber. Wonderful. Now it's all copy paste. Okay. Yes, the thalamus gland is, yes, the backside of the brain named spine. We all know that, maybe thank you so much for giving so specific. Backside of the brain near the spine. We all know that we have three level of brains. One is the fight and flight reaction brain. That's your reptilian brain. That's like 80 million years ago it was formed. It's only about your safety, fight, flight, fight, flight, fight, flight. Then you have the emotional brain. That's a mammalian brain, where you have your memories, you have your emotions, and then you have your logical brain, the neocortex. That is our human beings. So there are three levels of brain. The thalamus gland is there in the lower brain, very, very near to the reptilian brain. Whenever you get a hit of a pleasure, it immediately makes you run, do things immediately. Now, every part of your body gets that hit of dopamine. And you just have that rush that I will do it, I'll do it. It is very important for you. That's the reason sometimes we crave the cigarettes. Anyone who's a smoker, I don't want you to raise hands, but it's okay. You'll understand that. When you really need a smoke, your body starts craving for it. You're like, I really need it. I really need it, because that is the dopamine hit that you're getting. And you know that I really have to have it. I really have to have that thing to get me. And your every fight and flight reaction is all about that. Sometimes you're not getting that smoke for one. So sometimes you're not getting that dose of dopamine or your smoke, and you'll be like, I really need it. I really need it. You get that shivers, you get that panic, and you just are not able to do anything because your reptilian brain is just not given out. It's just you're on the freeze position. So why I'm talking about this reptilian brain here, and why I'm talking about the position. All the glands have a position, and that's the reason the dopamine gives you a hit with this. And I'll come back to, now you're aware of where it is, and we'll be coming back to why it matters. So let me share the research. None of my science, none of my presentation goes without the research. And research is all about rats. And I believe these rats should be given an extra credit because they are really giving us too much of research base. So there's a research done in Harvard Medical School, wherein they took two groups of rats. One group of rats had less dopamine, and other group of rats had higher dopamines in them. And they put a fence in front of both the group of rats. And they put cheese behind the fence and one portion of cheese next to the fence. So if you have to have too much of cheese, that was behind the fence. And if you can have one or two pieces, that would be on the side, very close. You don't have to jump the fence. And as in they open the rats, they realized the rats with higher dose of dopamine were climbing the fence to get that cheese, the bigger chunk of cheese. While the rats with lower dose of dopamine were okay with little bit of cheese, and the cheese was done and they were okay with it. They were still not ready to jump on the fence. So do you think it's a good idea for you to have a dopamine? Give me a raise of hands. Yes, it is, because it will make you achieve the things that you want. It will make you work hard, and this is the gland that will also make you hardly work at times if you don't have it. So that's the reason dopamine is important, but why it is becoming an issue for us. Okay, so let's go why it is becoming an issue. We are running behind the dose of dopamines only. Our whole life is all about dopamine dose. We are having a diet of cookies. We are having a diet of ice creams. We are having a diet of maybe Facebook likes, Insta likes. You know that Insta like in your phone is that shot of dopamine. You know that followers, number of followers that you have is that shot of dopamine. Can you have a diet of ice cream? Any one of you? Eventually, you'll get over with it, right? You will have to come down there because it will keep on increasing that fight and flight reaction. And what happens when you increase that fight and flight reaction? The another gland comes in the picture, is the cortisol. Now, I want you to be aware of where this gland is. This gland is on top of kidneys. It's in the adrenal gland. In fact, the cortisol neurochemical, it's on the top of the adrenal gland. Anyone has an idea what adrenal gland gives you? Give me on a chat box what adrenal does for you, that adrenal rush, and what happens if you have that adrenal rush in you. Okay, I'm loving to. Yes, what is this? What that adrenal rush? Fight and flight. Okay, what else? It will prepare you to fight. It pushes you. Yes, Rajpriji. It pushes you. What else? I'm still waiting for more answers. What else it does? Hyped up. X is enthusiasm. Yes, absolutely. This adrenaline rush is all about moving it. To do it, let's move it, let's move it, let's do it, let's move it. It's also called as a do it and a move it hormone. And we are overstimulating it right now with doing it a little too much by lack of food, competition, feeling of lack or not having it. Let me give you an analogy here. And this goes to a credit of one of our lovely programs where we talk about it. So let's say if I go to a house, which is a bigger house than mine, I go to a villa where everything is wonderful, or maybe the kids are very wonderful and they're listening to the parents, and they've got the highest, the upgraded model of the car, upgraded model of the phones. I want to have it too. I've got a dopamine rush. I want to have it too. Now, when I want to have it, what hormone will secrete next to it? The cortisols, because I want to do it and move it, do it and move it. I'm getting a dopamine rush from the brain because I'm looking for pleasure. But to get that pleasure, my body has to do it and move it. And my body gets to secrete cortisols. It's very good for one level. To a level, it's very good because it makes you do it and move it. And you might work hard and you might get that upgraded version of iPhone, you might get upgraded version of a car. To a level, it's good. But what if I am going extra stressed and I am just working that I will be happy when I'll do this, I'll be happy when I'll get this, I'll be happy when I get this. I never feel satisfied. I'm going with the diet of dopamine. So cortisols are increasing, and that's where the higher level of cortisol becomes your stress levels. The moment your cortisol increases, your stress level increases. To a level, it's very good because that's the only hormone that will let you get out of the place. It's the adrenal rush. If you see a lizard right in front of you, that's the hormone that will make you move. But if you're using it every time for a diet of dopamine or for a diet of cookies, it will give you stress. So there is a beautiful graph called as eustress and distress. The moment you go up, you've got a dopamine rush, you're going up, the cortisols are up, you get a level. You have a motivation, everyone is there, you've got Saran sir to motivate you, let's do it, you've got Anup sir, let's do it, you've got your friends, you can do it, and you reach there. You'll be able to reach there. You get your award. But you still want more, you're still not done with it. So you come down and you get into a level of distress, where now there's no dopamine, There is no serotonin, there are no other chemicals, there's no motivation, and you're going down. And this is the space where you get into when you go to the office and your boss doesn't really, appreciate you. When you go to office and your boss is like, hey, hello, come here. You're getting the dopamine, you're getting good money, hello, good money, but you're not liking it. And that's where you start getting into the distress. Let's move to the game now. It's very, very important game for you to understand that. This cortisols are very slow and gradual. It starts with being nervous, the increase of cortisols after a level. It starts when you're a little nervous. After the confident level, when you're amazing confident and someone says something, you know what, your shirt is torn in front of the big, maybe speech. And you're like, I'm nervous now. And that's where the release of cortisol happens. Or you trip while getting into the stage. That's a release of cortisol, extra release. Sometimes teasing and bullying. There's so many places you get these cortisols. Uncertainty. Pandemic is increasing our cortisol levels, and our cortisols are also related to our protein. And when you talk about protein, and that's the reason the whole COVID situation comes and attacks you, because it also affects your protein levels. So uncertainty affects with your cortisol level. Emotional suppression. When you suppress an emotion, it gets suppressed in an adrenal gland. When you're not able to do it, you want to do it, but you cannot do it. Do it, move it is not happening. And constant comparison. So who all compares their kids with other people? Or who all compares their iPhones with other person's iPhones? Or my Facebook to other Facebook? That is increasing your cortisols. This is called as a smoker syndrome also. So every time you have a higher level of cortisols, you get into poor choices of life, you get depressed, get anxious, and that's the reason a lot of people get suicidal and anxious when they get distressed. You also get too angry and too triggered at times. The most important hormone here is oxytocin, and that is the oxygen of happiness. And we have completely omitted it these days. A little credit goes to the situation right now because we cannot hug people, and hugging gives the oxytocin. There is another research that was done. They saw the tribes who had the higher level of oxytocin, and they've seen the tribes which had low. They saw the tribes who were very close to each other. They always went close. They went hunting together. They ate together. They danced together. Like Assam, they do bihu. And in Africa, they have tribes who stayed together. And there are also tribes who didn't stay together. They were away from each other. So they did the research on both the tribes, and they realized that the tribes who stayed together, their generations after generations after generations, had higher level of oxytocin. So maybe you can go back and ask your parents which tribe do they belong to. It comes with a deep bond. It comes when I connect with Nikita, when I hug her. It comes when I go and shake hands with Anup and I sit with him. It comes with the feeling of feeling felt. I think that's the most beautiful feeling I've ever heard, and I just hone on to it. Feeling felt. I feel felt. Now, where does oxytocin come? Now, this is where I spoke about thalamus. Oxytocin comes from hypothalamus. And hypothalamus is above the level of thalamus. Who all is aware of it? Give me a raise of hands if you're aware of it. Wonderful. Thalamus and then hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is closer to our emotional brain and more closer to our logical brain. So when you speak about oxytocin, you speak about emotions, you speak about connectivity. And when you get oxytocin, the path that oxytocin takes is the logical brain. And that's what makes us human. We get oxytocin level and we think logical, we talk logical if our oxytocin levels are taken care of. So it comes from hypothalamus gland. It also controls your parasympathetic nervous system. Now, who all is aware of what parasympathetic nervous system does? It calms us down. When you are into fight flight reaction, when your dopamine is hit, you are like, let's go. And your whole body, the digestion stops. Imagine you have a tiger right in front of you and you had a pav bhaji. Too much of pav bhaji. You're like full and you really have to poop. You really have to, trust me. And there's a tiger in front of you. Will you stop and poop or you will run? You'll run, right? You'll save yourself. They're like, okay, let the digestive system go for a toss. Just wait for the digestive system. Everything stops. Everything in your body stops. Even the breathing part starts becoming faster because now you have to focus on saving yourself, right? So that is where sympathetic nervous system comes in. It saves you, fight and flight reaction. But parasympathetic nervous system comes when you're done with the tiger. Now you go back, oh yeah, I really had to poop now. Now my digestive system is strong. Now you have to calm yourself. Or when you're on top of the tree, now you can calm yourself. It will make your body calm. So oxytocin is released by hypothalamus gland, and hypothalamus makes you calm. It works on your parasympathetic nervous system. So when you meet your girlfriends, the first time girlfriend, a quick raise of hands if you when you've met your first time girlfriend and you sit and you're like, this is the most lovely meditation ever. I don't want to meditate. When I sit with my girlfriend, it's a meditation. When I sit with my boyfriend, it's a meditation for me. This is mindfulness. This is Jannat, right? Who all? Come on, give me a raise of hands. You feel that that is the most meditative place ever. Watching a movie, maybe Titanic with your girlfriend, that is the meditation. Because your fight and flight reactions is you feel safe with your girlfriend, right? You feel calmer and your parasympathetic nervous system is on because your body is releasing oxytocin. Now, how your body is releasing oxytocin when your girlfriend is sitting there? And that is where the concept comes, the emotional sprinkles. And this is the last giveaway I'm giving. I know I have to wind up as soon as possible if there are any questions. So imagine you and your friends, one of your friends, you're crossing a pathway, right? Early morning in a chilly morning. It's very cold, okay? And you're jogging. And suddenly the sprinkle starts, the water sprinkles. And you're all wet. And it's cold and chilly morning. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't want that. I never thought of it. And your friend says, you should have seen it already. Why didn't you see it? And it's definitely not their fault. They have to water the plants. Otherwise, the grass will die. Or why don't you just go other side and change? I think none of you will like it. When they say, first of all, it's not definitely their fault. They have to water the grass. You'll be like, is she at my side or her side? Right? Or that, is she even my friend? She's not even thinking how frustrated I am. On top of it, if you're going to meet your boyfriend and girlfriend that time, you're completely wet and soaked. She's giving you a solution, go change and come. Hello, I also know it. I can go and change and come, but I'm frustrated right now. We have all gone through the stage where we had that one best friend who sat in that water sprinkles with you. We all have had that, right? And then just quietly, you both walked off. Or maybe given a little bit of bad words to that guy who switched on the sprinkles, both of you. Or maybe, picked up the stone and give it back. That was the friend you bonded more with. Not the friend who took the enemy's side. Not the friend who gave you the solution. Not the friend who said, मैंने तो पहले ही कहा था. I told you already, we should not come for a walk. Right? You all have bonded with those girls or those women who had the same issue with the mother-in-law that you had. You all have bonded with the same guys who had issues with their bosses because you had issues with your bosses. Right? If you had issues with your boss and you sit on a drink and you share issues and your friend says, it's all your fault. You should have seen the presentation earlier only, no? I already told you, don't never join this company. You'll never go and have drinks with that boy. Because you're not releasing oxytocin. The oxytocin comes when you feel felt. The moment your friend says, I can completely understand how you're feeling. The moment your friend stands in the water sprinkles and says nothing, that's where your body releases oxytocin. Now, all the mothers here, I'll give an example of my own child. At times, my child plays with Legos. I know Lego is the pain point for everyone here. And he's very creative. He'll make all the lovely creations, and then sometimes he's making so engrossed in the creations and he's missing a piece. And then like, Mama, I cannot find the piece. And I'll go, imagine if I go and I say, I already told you organize your pieces. How many times I've told you to keep all the Lego at one place? Or I will just to quickly, let's just quickly find it and give it. I have missed out an opportunity to connect and increase the oxytocin. Did I say how frustrated he must be feeling that he could not complete his creation masterpiece? Did I sit with him? No. I just gave him a solution. So we missed an opportunity of bonding. A lot of people have this myth that a friend who you spend good time with connect more. But I fail to disagree here. A lot of people should understand that the friend that you had spent time when you were not feeling good, you bond better. So give me a thumbs up if you agree to it. The friend who had stayed with you when you were not feeling better, or maybe just said cheers and had that wine or that vodka with you, and given 2-3 more from your side. ऐसा ही करते हैं, ऐसा ही ऐसा. So that's the opportunity of building up the oxytocin. What you should be doing and what you should not be doing to release the oxytocin is my last giveaway here. When you have people, when you really want to bond people, when you really want to increase the oxytocin, never give advice. Don't minimize the situation. Don't act as an impartial enemy. You know, he was always right. Your boss was always right. Your mother-in-law did right. She should have done that. Or withdraw from, okay, let him calm down. I'll come back to you. Or cheer them up. Let's go do something else. Or get defensive. I already told you. And what you can do, just wait for a while and think of sprinkle moment. Validate their feelings. Say, I would be annoyed too. Be empathetic. And support non-verbally. I cannot emphasize more non-verbally. Zip up. Just be there. Or give a tight hug. That's the best way of releasing the oxytocin. So I'm coming to the end here. Why I'm giving this picture is because I understand practice is messy. I practiced it. I tried to zip up my mouth. A lot of times I goofed up. You might goof up too. In increasing that oxytocin, you might give up too. It's okay. Practice is messy. We all started eating with spoon and the food didn't go in our mouth and it went everywhere else. But we managed eating wonderfully. So my suggestion, just take one step at a time. Just take one person at a time, one step, one small emotional, empathetic situation. So thank you so much. I hope I could give a little highlight on neurochemicals. It's a big subject that we should be talking in detail in school, I think. So Nikita, over to you. I hope you enjoyed.
Yes, totally. Thank you so much, Pooja. And I think your words are always music to my ears. I can listen to you whole day long. So thank you so much. And yes, I did got my aha moment again. And I really want to know what was the aha moment here for all of you guys. Just put it in the chat box.
Oh my God, that's
we have
my
actually
dopamine.
learned the new chemistry here, the much required chemistry now. Actually, the chemicals we must be knowing.
Oh my God.
It was all aha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pooja. So guys, I'm sure I can see how much you guys are enjoying and how powerful are the learnings here. So let's move ahead to our second speaker. With over 15 years of vast and diverse experience in developing teams and organizations, he had a rare opportunity not just to deal with numerous individuals, but also to study their behavioral traits. Advanced certification in extended DISC has provided him further insight in various behavioral styles. With skills and rich experience gained in trekking, hiking, and biking, Anup ji now empowers the leading corporate establishments to enhance human effectiveness. He has also designed and conducted numerous indoor and outdoor training programs for almost all levels in the organizations, even for the teachers and students. And in 2013, he was awarded the prestigious Rashtriya Vikas Ratna Award. And still, Anupji is someone who is so humble that he calls himself always a learner, despite having so much of knowledge and experience. So, who better than him actually to teach us and train us this art of learning? So, let's learn actually how to learn and get some brain hacks today from Anupji. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nikita. And as we start, I want all of you to please clap. Clap, 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 clap. Clap for Pooja ji for the wonderful session, and clap for Nikita for the wonderful words, and clap for yourself, and clap as hard as you can. You have been sitting for around 40-45 minutes, so shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, and stretch wherever you are sitting. A little stretching will always help. And sit comfortably, easily, possibly with your spine erect. And the reason why I'm asking you to do this is learning is a full body experience, right? Learning requires equanimity of mind, soul, and body. So guys, what we are going to do today is we are going to quickly touch upon few concepts of what is learning, how do we actually learn, why do we learn, and the art of learning. One of the probable purpose of why do we learn is pursuit of happiness. Like Pooja ji has just shared, learning gives happiness. So three concepts that we are going to touch upon as far as learning is concerned is what is learning. We'll try and understand what is learning. Why do we learn? Why at all do we learn? Aren't we happy the way we are? Or is it probably the purpose of human life to learn, to understand who we really are and go to that wholeness, the space that brings us wholeness? And how do we learn? We are going to invest in how do we learn, and also how do we retain that learning. Okay, so to start with, let's try and understand what exactly is learning. And if you are visual learners, it is always a good idea to switch on your videos and have that eye contact. And if you are audio visual learners, it's even a better idea to switch on your videos and have that connect. Fantastic. So what is learning? There are n number of technical definitions of learning, none of which can be termed as absolutely right or absolutely wrong, because learning is very, very, very individual specific. The way I learn can be different from the way you learn, can be different from all these 108, 109 guys who are here, they learn. And there are numerous guys who have joined us on Facebook Live as well. All of us have this unique learning style and we understand learning in our own way. So let's keep it very simple. Let's say that learning is process of gaining knowledge. Righto? You're with me? Learning is process of gaining knowledge. Now, how do we learn and what is that knowledge and what we do with it is altogether different story. But there is some investment that we need to make when we learn, right? And the investment is in terms of time, energy, and attention, right? So you remember the school days when we actually started learning and teacher came in the class and said that let's learn this, and we learn from our parents, we learn from our society, and we have been learning so far. And if you recall what was your investment in learning, it will probably boil down to these three things: time, energy, and attention. And by far this is the investment that we make to gain knowledge. Now let's consider that, Nikita, you probably want me to give the screen sharing rights. Okay. Thank you. So consider access, a horizontal axis that represents your investment of time, energy, and attention. And this gets very interesting when we try to map it against knowledge that we gain. So if we say that learning is process of gaining knowledge, and assume that before start of Poojaji's session, your knowledge was K1 as far as happiness is concerned, right? Now you know the biology of happiness. You have invested around 40-45 minutes of your time, energy, and hopefully attention in understanding what is biology of attention. And you keep on investing this as this session progresses. So let's say at the start of the session, your knowledge is K1, and at the end of session, your knowledge is K2, right? So the difference between K2 and K1 is your learning, right? So far, so good, right? And probably then again, we understand that learning is a multidimensional concept, and slope of that line can be correlated with the speed of learning. Having said that, we'll not go into the technicalities, but let's say that when we say learning is process of gaining knowledge, okay, this is how we gain knowledge and this is how learning happens. Now we all go through different phases as far as learning is concerned, right? The first stage of something learning is blissful ignorance. This is a stage where we say that I don't know that I don't know. So there are many concepts, those exist, and we recognize these concepts as we don't know that they exist at all. For example, some of you might not be familiar with the biology of happiness the way Poojaji shared it, and the effect of those wonderful hormones in the way we perceive and experience happiness. And probably this concept that I'm presenting was in a stage where you might not be aware of this concept in totality the way it is being presented. So this is the stage where we don't know that we don't know. And then the second stage that probably answers, why do we learn? The second stage is because we find it interesting. We encounter something which is new and that arouses interest, something that catches our attention. So that is the investment that is made by your unconscious mind, that this is interesting, let me learn this. Now you guys are joined for this seminar because something in this seminar form actually arose your interest. Your unconscious says that, hey, this is interesting, I have to learn this. So this is the stage where you actually explore the new concept and then you invest conscious efforts in gaining that skill, in gaining that knowledge. The do's and don'ts shared by Pooja ji is something that you will practice now. You will practice those skills, gain that knowledge, and that is the third stage where you practice those things, apply those things in your day-to-day life and see what it means to you. You will integrate those things in your day-to-day life and that becomes stepping stone for your experience. So like we all go through some experience and then we reflect on that experience. What does it means to me? We consciously invest in making meaning out of that experience based on our existing knowledge, and that understanding becomes stepping stone for the next thing that we do, right? Now Pooja ji has covered the biology of happiness, and again let's go into the little bit of details of how exactly learning happens. What exactly is learning? Okay, so far we have covered that learning is the process of gaining knowledge, and we go through that cycle where we don't know something, then something catches our attention, and then we consciously invest in gaining that skill or knowledge, and probably that brings happiness to us. Probably it calls for some hormones to be released that gives us happiness, right? Now let's try and understand how exactly learning happens. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. What is a billion? What is a billion? How many zeros are there in a billion? Can you put in the chat box? How many zeros are there in the chat box? Number. Yes, billion is a number and a hell big of a number, right? How many zeros are there in billion? Yes, 1 followed by 9 zeros. Fantastic, fantastic. But just to give you a perspective, 1 billion seconds ago, 1 billion seconds ago, it was 1987 or 1988. 1 billion minutes ago, Jesus was still alive. And 1 billion hours ago, it was Stone Age, right? And 4.5 billion years ago, our Earth was just being formed. So 1 billion is a hell big of a number, right? Huge number. And we have 100 billion neurons in our head. How many neurons do we have? 100 billion. And each neuron has around 2000 to 10,000 dendrites. Okay, I'll show you how they look like. That's an artist impression of how it looks like. Okay, artist impression. It's not the exact sketch, but this is something how it looks like. Okay, now each of these dendrites connect with each other in all possible permutations and combinations, the number of which is bigger than the number of total elementary particles in the universe. So we have got a whole universe sitting here, and we all learn, and unfortunately nobody teaches us how to learn, how to use it, right? You remember in your school days, they used to say, "Arey, use your brains now, learn something." And if you ask them, how do we learn? Then they will go blank. Do what I say, right? That was a standardized answer. Do what I say. A teacher says something and we believe, right? So that is one way of learning. However, it's also great to understand that how exactly the things work. So when you learn something, dendrite of one neuron connect with dendrite of other neuron, and they form a bond called SNPs, and then it connects to the other dendrite, and then it connects to the other dendrite, and the circuitry is formed. So learning is basically your dendrite connecting to other dendrites and that circuit being formed. And when you keep on doing the same thing, when you keep on practicing something, when the emotions are attached with it, when there is something that arouses your interest and you invest your time, energy, and attention into it, that kind of circuitry becomes very strong, right? I'll give you an example. How many of you are attached with your name? My name is Anup and I love it. Are you attached with your name? Do you like your name? Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So somebody wakes you up in the middle of the night and asks you, what is your name? You probably will answer it with very ease and comfort, because that circuitry is very strong in your mind, right? So when you do that, the circuitry is formed. And when you keep on doing that thing, you kind of upgrade from 2G to 3G to 4G, right? So the speed increases and the strength increases, right? Now, it is also very interesting to note that we learn the things in which we invest our time, energy, and attention. And one of the functions of learning is also to retain the knowledge, right? So how do we check the quality of our learning? With the ability of how we can recall it, right? And it's very interesting to note that we remember only 5% of what we hear, right? And 20% of what you see and hear. So probably you are going to remember 20% of Poojaji's lecture and 20% of my session, and now Madhu is going to speak. So probably 20% of Madhu's session, because you are on that audio visual format, unless at the end of the session you discuss it with someone and take it to 50%, right? So when the session is over, if you go back to your groups and discuss what Poojaji said, what Anup said, what Madhu said, you will retain 50% of it, right? And since I am presenting this, I'll retain more than 90% of my session. Poojaji will retain 90% of her session, because we are teaching you, we are sharing this knowledge with you, we are presenting this, right? So presenting in a session is very cool way of getting popular and retaining knowledge with yourself, right? So a humble invitation, this is an invitation to you, huh? If you want to retain something, go to a level where you are discussing it with someone and presenting it to someone, right? Now there is another very key aspect to it, is the conscious and unconscious brain that actually focuses on learning and retaining the learning, right? So we all have this conscious mind and this unconscious mind. Conscious mind is like laser focused, that will actually determine the conscious time, energy, and attention that we are going to invest in learning. Now, the attention part of this consciously focused kind of brain is around 40 to 45 minutes, and that differs from individual to individual. Okay, and then there is diffuse state of learning. So when you are actually doing something with your conscious brain, you are actually responding, and when you are actually doing something with your unconscious, you are reacting, right? And when the circuitry is very strong, you are generally reacting from your unconscious. It's like driving. So you remember when you learned driving, you consciously had to be aware of how you are driving, how you are going to take the turn. Has it happened with you? And now you are like with unconscious, you can it just happens naturally, right? It comes naturally to you. Has it happened with you? Fantastic, fantastic. Now, idea is to learn with your conscious mind and allow time for your unconscious to assimilate the information, right? So it's like you learn with your 100% attention. Do what you have to do. If you're working on a presentation for, let's say, 45, 50 minutes, do what you have to do and then take a break. Allow your unconscious to assimilate that information. One thing very interesting here to note is your dendrites grow for exactly what you do, right? So let's say that you want to be a chef and you watch a YouTube video on how to cook, right? Your dendrites will go stronger for watching that video and not for you to become a chef, right? If you read a book, how to win, how to be a millionaire, how to do something, 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 then your dendrites will grow and circuitry will become stronger for you reading that book, not you becoming the millionaire, right? So it's very important that you do. When you do something, it's highly likely that you will retain that information and make it your own, right? So these are a few aspects of how to learn, and I'm also going to share some of the tips with you on how to learn. Okay, I have been working with top-notch corporates and doing these kind of training programs where people find it very interesting during the program, and they also retain a very good kind of information because the programs are based on experiential education methodologies, which actually invites you to learn from your experiences, right? So when we learn from our experiences, there is that emotional connotation to whatever we learn. Okay, so people often ask me that how do we enhance our learning? How do we retain that learning for longer? So there are few tips that I am going to share with you. One is do it yourself and start doing, because your dendrites go stronger for what you do. The second tip is pause, breathe, and smile and play. So this pause frequently is something that is very beneficial to give that space to your unconscious to assimilate the information. What it means is do something that you are supposed to do, learn for 45 minutes, and then take a break. Okay. Now this 45 minute time frame is very individualistic. See what your conscious attention span is and design it for yourself. Okay, and then take a break, do something else. So if you are working on a presentation, work for 45 minutes, take a break, go talk to someone. If you are a student and studying something, study for 45 minutes, take a break and do something, have a sip of water, breathe. Breathing is very important because that channelizes the energy. Okay, now second thing is, the second tip is revisit something that you have forgotten. Okay, like in your younger days, if you used to play guitar and nowadays you think that you have forgotten how to play, forgetting is actually good. It actually means that circuitry in your brain for that particular thing has gone a little fuzzy. Okay, so when you revisit that thing, when you revisit that skill, it again becomes active. right? So new neurons added, additional layer of fat goes to that circuit, and it becomes super active. So second tip is, forgetting is good. Revisit something that you have forgotten. It will stay with you for longer. Okay. And the third one is, remember to repeat and repeat to remember. Okay. This thing is fantastic. Okay. Because whatever you repeat, it's highly likely that it will stay with you. The circuitry will go stronger, stronger, and stronger. So how many things that we have covered so far? Learning is process of gaining. Learning is process of gaining knowledge. It requires investment of your time, energy, and attention. Your dendrites go stronger for the things that you do, right? And pause frequently, take a break. Okay. The second thing is, forgetting is good. Revisit something that you have forgotten. Fantastic, Abhishek. And the third one is, repeat to remember, remember to repeat. Did you notice what we just did? We repeated. Right. Fantastic. So I'm also going to share a few brain hacks with you. Okay. Now these tips are basically to enhance your learning skills. Okay. Now I'm going to share a few brain hacks with you, and these hacks are like shortcuts. Okay. They will enhance your learning speed by manyfold. Okay. So the first brain hack is meditate. What meditation does is, it will give you a very nice dose of oxytocin and serotonin. Okay. Now what is oxytocin? You just attended earlier session. It is happiness chemical, and your neurons just love being happy. Okay. So when you meditate, you become smarter, more productive, more efficient, more creative than the people who don't. And there are n number of scientifically proven fact of meditation, and I just wonder why people don't. Okay. So meditation is one of that quick brain hack that will enhance your learning capacity by manyfold. Okay. In fact, there are many dignitaries I can see in the audience who are from the Art of Living Foundation, and they are offering free of cost meditation worldwide. So meditate at least twice a day. That is also a very much needed break for your unconscious to clean out whatever is there in your brain. Okay. Second brain hack is, interestingly, sleep. So people who sleep well, okay, are again more creative, more enthusiastic, and better at doing the things that they are doing. Okay. It's very interesting to note that around 20% of the energy produced to your body is used by your brain. Okay. And whenever there is energy, there has to be some waste. Okay. Now this waste in terms of brain is beta aniline. Now this beta aniline is open invitation to Parkinson and Alzheimer. So what happens when you meditate, and body has a natural system to deal with it. So it's called some CSF, cerebrospinal fluid, that goes inside the brain and flushes out the beta aniline. Let's call it brain poop. Okay. So it just flushes it out. So when you meditate, your brain activity goes down, and it provides ample of opportunity for CSF to do. When you sleep well, like 8 hours of sleep, it provides that much needed rest and increases that interspatial space in your brain by 60%, that allows CSF to do its magic. So second brain hack is sleep well. Third brain hack, interestingly, is exercise. So earlier it was known that we had around 100 billion neurons, and it was believed that neurons do not regenerate. But in 2000 onwards era of neuroscience, the advancement has proved that there is a part in our brain called hippocampus that generates new neurons, okay, when you exercise. So meditation will give you a fresh mind, exercise will give you a healthy body. Okay, so these are 3 brain hacks, and there is one more that we are going to talk about. Okay, that is mind map. Okay, mind map is natural way of learning your brain actually uses. Okay, so let's recap what we have done so far. We started our session with learning is a full body experience and 3 questions. What is learning, why do we learn, and what and how do we learn? Okay, we actually figured out that learning is a full body experience, and it is a process of gaining knowledge which requires investment of your time, energy, and attention. Okay, then we spoke about we learn what we do. So doing is the key. Your dendrites grow exactly for you do. If you procrastinate, your dendrites will grow for procrastination. If you learn, your dendrites will grow for learning what you are doing. Okay, and then we spoke about the dendrites. How do we learn? How they form connections, and learning is basically one ting 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 dendrite connecting to the other ting ting dendrite and forming that circuitry, and how strong that circuitry is. And then we actually spoke about how cool is discussion and sharing the information with you. This is probably the way, the reason why knowledge is called wealth. Okay, when you share your knowledge with someone, it grows, right? And sharing your knowledge with someone is very cool way of retaining and growing that knowledge. Why do we learn? Probably this is one of the purpose of human life, that you learn. And then we actually spoke about 4 tips on how to speed up your learning. One is pause and breathe, forgetting is good, and remember to repeat to remember. And that exactly what we are doing with this mind map. And then we spoke about 4 learning hacks: meditate, sleep, exercise, and mind map. Guys, you see the magic of mind map. Okay, around 30 minutes of session being presented in 1 slide and 2 minutes of mind map. Isn't it a great thing to practice? Okay, so guys, please meditate, please sleep well, please repeat your learnings, exercise well, and mind map. If you actually find it interesting, huh, do prepare notes of it. At the end of the session, discuss it with people. Okay, if you want to remember what Pooja ji has shared, what I have just shared. Okay, what is mind map? Mind map is a natural way your mind processes the information. Okay, and if you have query on how to learn mind map, please write to us at info@surenkolkankar.com. Connect with us at SK Consultancy. We'll see what best can be done to present a special session just on mind mapping. In fact, I was supposed to present this session on mind maps, and then they convinced me to look at the bigger picture. Okay, so that mind map actually encompasses everything that we have learned so far. Which software do you use to mind map? Pen and paper, the software that God has given me, and once it is done, then I put it on the paper. Okay, if you have any queries, please share it with Nikita. Thank you so much for allowing me to share smiles and knowledge. Okay, guys, it has been a pleasure presenting this with you. People have connected all over the globe, and one thing that unites us is passion to learn. Okay, let's keep this passion going. Learnathon is one of a kind of event where like-minded people come together and help each other learn. So thank you so much, guys, and over to you, Nikita.
Thank you so much, Anupji. And I'm sure everyone here has got a structure to learning now, and they have got to know that what stage of learning they are at. And also, if you guys need to learn, unlearn, or relearn. So, how was it for you guys? Just put it in the chat box. Just show some love to Anupji so that he can come up with a mind map session for us. Awesome, great. Awesome, amazing. Anupji, now you have to do a session for us. Okay. So let's move on to the last speaker of today, who is as sweet as her name, someone who is very close to nature and Mother Earth. Madhu, she serves from San Francisco, California, and practices energy medicine. She is a mindfulness and NLP practitioner. She also is a practitioner of the beautiful Hawaiian prayer for healing and forgiveness that is called Ho'oponopono. In this virtual era, she is actually going to help us decode the emotions today, how to actually label and process the emotions, and why is it important to release the lower emotions for overall well-being. So let's hear it from Madhu. Over to you, Madhu. Madhu has, I'm sure she'll join in. Maybe she has got disconnected. Just give me a moment, guys. Until the time, what was your favorite
Madhu has
till now?
joined us.
She had joined. She was there. I think she, yeah.
All right. So in the meantime, maybe we can go with the Q&A session. So
Yeah,
she
sure.
should join in some time. So maybe since Pooja is here, if any questions guys have, we can go with the question. We have more questions for Anupji, we can go with that in the meantime. She should join by now.
Yes, guys, we have to keep running. Any questions, anything? Or just tell us, how's your energy? Already tired? Abhishek is having water. Juice. The mid juice is required now. Pumped up, refreshing. Not yet. Love being here. H2O, yes. That is also an important chemical. We need it. Josh is high. Anupji, would you like to add something more on mind maps till the time Madhu joins? Everybody was inquisitive.
Sure. So how many of you have got pen and paper with them? Fantastic. And it's a good idea to put that paper in front of you and put it in a landscape mode. Okay, great. Now Madhu has entered. Okay. And Madhu has entered at a wonderful time.
Yeah. Our webinar is saved now.
Okay, I was just about to start with the magic of mind mapping, and probably the God has it that we are supposed to do another session with mind mapping.
Yes.
Anyway, that's a huge subject, right? So we all have lived so many years without mapping the mind, and it's a wonderful tool to enhance the quality of life. Okay, it is applicable to each and every aspect of life, right? You can actually mind map the way you think, the way you do the things. You can mind map your day, you can mind map your session, you can mind map your meeting. And the students who are learning, they can actually mind map the book so that before the exam, they don't have to go through a 1400 pages book, but they can get to do with around 10 to 20 mind maps. Such an amazing thing. Madhu, are you around?
Yes, she is. I'll just make her the co-host.
Yep. And Pooja ji, thank you so much for an amazing session. The dose of oxytocin and the dopamine, the happiness chemicals.
I'm so glad that people enjoyed here. I am looking for a lot of dose for next coming day. In fact, you guys made my birthday special. Thank you.
Yes, Madhu is here, Anupji. I think. Madhu, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, you can start.
Good morning, Madhuji.
Good morning. Good morning. Greetings to everybody. So yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me see. Oh, is it Pooja's birthday?
Yes.
Great. Happy birthday, Pooja.
Thank you so much. Greetings from other side of the land.
Yes.
Anup, somehow I can't make her the co-host.
Yeah, I'm not able to share the screen.
I just did that.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, so we're here. Hello, everybody. This is Madhu here. So I live in the San Francisco Bay Area of California. I'm vacationing. I'm in Chicago. So I'm like in a different time zone now. So first of all, thank you so much for having me over and letting me talk about emotions. So I wanted to name this presentation Decoding Emotions, right? How many of you all know about encryption and decryption? How many tech people here, right? Yes. So yeah, we all learned it in school, college, wherever, right? So, learning about encryption, learning technology, all that is, emphasizing on the left side of our brain and understanding the emotions and what we're feeling, the intuitive side of us. That's a part of our right brain, right? So much emphasis has been laid on the training the left brain. So I'm here to facilitate training you all to balance both of it, left and right? We are whole. We need both, right? So integrating both is very important, which is why we're going to talk about emotions. And if you see the topic, I wrote a hyphen and motions, right? So now I call the emotions as actually we see them as energy, right? All the emotions that we feel, so they're energy in motion. So the emotions that we feel, they have to be moving. They cannot be sitting at one place. If they sit at one place, then they get clogged, right? It's like they just can't move and it just sits in. So now it is our duty, our responsibility, it is our self-responsibility to get this moving, the emotions moving, whether it's happiness, whether it's sad, whatever it is for us to set it into motion, right? So I'll go to the next slide. So that is the reason why I put E hyphen motions. So understand that these emotions are like, cyclic in nature. I'll talk more about it as we go. I don't know if Nikita introduced me. Okay, so I wrote my own introduction because I'm happy.
I did.
Okay, that's me. So you already know. So the content that we're going to cover today is to understand emotions and to process and label them and why we have to do that and how to classify emotions and how to regulate the emotions, right? This is my agenda. This is what we're going to do, right? And how we can emotional healing, especially on a beautiful day like summer solstice, International Day of Yoga, right? It's a beautiful day to do this. So first, I want to talk about the type of emotions. So there are several scientists who have their own ways of classifying emotions. Paul Ekman, he says there are 6 basic emotions: happy, sad, fear, anger, disgust, and surprise, right? And mostly when we say emotions, we also confuse ourselves with emotions and feelings, which is why we need to understand that the feelings are actually the experience of the emotional reactions. Right now, there are several classifications. On the right side, you can see this chart where this basic 6 emotions. On the sides, you can see the feelings and what we exactly feel. And this chart, I highly recommend you all to download and keep it with you to understand how you exactly feel. Sometimes we don't even understand what we are going through. I will tell you what I used to do. So in my childhood, I used to be like angry because I was hungry and I wouldn't know what emotions they are. Sometimes I need to pee and I don't know what it is. I don't even know what is going on within me, right? Which is why it is very important to experience, understand what it is that we're going through, and to be in that state. All right, we can't do anything when it's small, we're children, but right now it is all in our hands, right? So it is the awareness and acceptance that which will help us actually propel and understand our own self. So I have gone through several classifications of scientists and everyone, and I like a very simple way of keeping this in my mind. I just say higher emotions and lower emotions. And higher emotions are positive emotions, and the lower emotions are the toxic ones, and they are the ones that needs to be addressed first. Yes, happiness is important. Feeling excited, feeling content, satisfied is very important. And it's very important for us to understand that the negative emotions and the negative feelings, the thoughts that we have, they are there for a reason. Right? We all think that we should always be happy. It's a good thing to think that and say that. But do you think it's possible? How many of you think it's possible to always be happy? I can't see the chat. Okay, so this slide that you see over here, the emotional intelligence, I can see your faces, I can't. Okay, so this chart, can you see the whole screen here?
Yes, yes. And people have replied also, no, not possible, maybe.
Yeah. So we'll go into learning the cycle of, our life cycle is in such a way that we need both, right? We need both the bright, the light. We need the day, we need the dark, right? How many of you want day and night, or just want the day and the night? Nobody, right? It's kind of impossible to just be in one state, which is why we need both. And in my observation with the people that I meet, the people that I serve with my clients, I see that there's a lot of talk about self-love these days, right? Everybody wants to talk about self-love, and everybody talks about external love. Understand it is good, but the internal love, internally understanding what we are, is prime importance. I tell this to my clients all the time. Hey, I am glad that you're taking care of your hair, your face, your body, your skin. That's external care. What is internal is to understand your emotions, your feelings, what you're going through, why you're going through that. That's your internal. Externally, you can look beautiful, your skin will glow, your skin can glow, but inside what you feel is what actually shows the way in your life. What you're inside is most important than what you look outside, right? What you feel inside is actually what manifests outside. So understanding the inside is very important. And these days there are so many self-help gurus, there's so many books published, everything is beautiful, I don't deny, I completely agree with all that. But I see something which kind of always makes me feel a little unhappy. I feel like people are like, I'm always happy. So I sometimes was sad, and I went to somebody and I said, I'm really sad, I have to process this grief. And it's like, be happy, be positive. I'm like, wow, I really want to process what I'm going through. If I just override my emotions and I say, no, I just want to be happy, these emotions that are not settled, right? They just go and sit inside of us. It gets hidden. It's not known to us. What we think, okay, I'm going to just be happy. I'm just going to be, saying good things about people, because I know that positive state is very important state. Yes, positiveness is important. To be happy is important. To be joyful, content is very important. At the same time, we cannot disown our negative emotions. Disowning the negative means not integrating the whole, right? We have day, we have night. We need both. It becomes whole when we have both day and night. And we have these dark emotions or lower emotions or negative thoughts, whatever, for a reason. We need this. We need them. They are here to tell us that we need to work on something. We need to work on ourselves. And it is a very important task to work on ourselves. I'll take a sip of water here. So the negative emotions and thoughts, right? The emotions, then thoughts, and then the beliefs, they all have a lot of utility. They simply teach that we have something to change. And working on this is very important, because always working on the light, working on the shadows that we have and integrating them will make us whole. And I feel that, especially in the positive psychology and the new self-help and the new age groups, we only talk about positivity. If we only talk about positivity and do not talk about the negative things that we have, then we do not give ourselves an opportunity to work on ourselves. We are actually doing a disservice to ourselves. It is so important that we serve ourselves first, right? How? By not disserving ourselves, right? Just simply ignoring what we're going through and disowning and not identifying what we're going through. This is very important. I see this with all my clients. Okay, I'm just going to be happy. I'm just going to be doing my affirmations. I'm just doing that. How can you do something which you're not actually feeling? You have to feel it. You have to emote that, right? So I want you all to understand that this bypassing is something which you should take care of. The bypassing and just being positive all the time without understanding the negatives is what we have to take care of, right? How many of you all have done this? I'm going to always be positive. I'm always going to be, saying good things about myself, right? Integrating means bringing both together, right? So like I said, the suffering, the pain, what comes from these lower emotions, the anger, right? Let's go to that, the anger, the fear, the disgust, and the sadness, going deep into it and understanding where it comes from. Most of our emotional wounds, right? These wounds that just get suppressed, that which just stays inside, latent and hidden, they actually root from our childhood. And yes, we do develop several emotional wounds, and we feel these emotions, because of which we feel these emotions, which is why we have to bring them out. And where do you think they all stay? They all stay in the subconscious. And we have to go into our subconscious, which is unknown. The subconscious is dark, unknown, it's mysterious, and you have to go there and go process each and every emotion, right? Because I'm showing this presentation, I can't see the chat. I really would like to see responses, right? So like I said, we have to go deep inside, excavate ourselves, discover ourselves, and find the root cause, the source of the emotional pain, the emotion that we are going through at a particular time, in the now. I would say in the now, whatever we're feeling, whatever emotion that we are going through, the psychological state of mind, we have to go through that and acknowledge, first of all, that yes, I have this. Acceptance of what we are going through, what emotion that we're experiencing right now in this present moment is very important. And now I'm saying that acknowledging the power within by strengthening internal locus of control. In positive psychology, we say that if we believe that I am responsible for my behavior, my emotions, my thoughts, my beliefs, then you are taking the control on yourself. Now the control is on yourself. So when we take the control on ourselves, that is when we can start self-regulation. That is when the work gets easier. The transformation of racing from low emotions and going into higher emotions starts when we direct ourselves and understand that the power is within us. We have to understand that we have the power. If we have the power to hold these emotions, this anger, right? I've seen people coming to me saying, I am angry with this person who did this to me in the college. I was bullied. I was abused. I was neglected. I was betrayed. Now, these things even come to me. I keep doing this mindfully. I practice and I do this, but I constantly do it. These kind of things, these kind of activities that we do with ourselves, the self-talk, the internal dialogues, the positive self-talks and the pep talks that we give to ourselves, they need to happen constantly. It has to happen continuously. It's not a process where it begins today and ends tomorrow. Like, all right, I just processed my negative emotion, I'm done. It doesn't happen that way. This process is very, it doesn't start here and end here. You may think that I just released something, I just released anger, I just released some trauma, some sadness. you will see that it again comes up. We just completed 21 days of forgiveness today, and I have been forgiving and releasing, and the same things that I did a year back came up today. Yeah, just because I'm a mindfulness practitioner, just because I'm into energy medicine, doesn't mean that I have processed everything. We have to do this constantly working, continuous improvement. How many of you know Kaizen? Continuous improvement. Yeah, and over here, it's very important to understand that we have to choose progress over perfection. If we ever thought somebody else is perfect, they seem happy, they seem always joyous, they seem like that, if you go into that comparison mode, you get clogged, right? So now, because I am into energy medicine, I want to tell you that when you feel these lower emotions, yeah, they're frequencies, they are lower vibrations, and these lower vibrations, they keep you stuck. The cells in our body, they have atoms, they have electrons. What is an atom made of? Proton, neutron, electron, right? The nucleus is made of proton and neutron. The electrons are like round, right? Now, the electrons, they stop, rotating. They become passive. That is when the cells, they get clogged. So I'm talking to you all from a cellular level. What happens when you hold these emotions which are not now mobile, which are not now being pushed? They need to move. If they stay, you stay stuck. You become stagnant. All right. I keep brooding over the past. I can't just let this go. This happened to me. I can't let this go. Somebody did this to me. I can't let this go. If you think you cannot let this go, that means you're clogging yourself and you're doing a disservice to yourself. Right? Which is why you have to tap into your own power. Your own power is what? It's called as the internal locus of control. We call it the internal locus of control. You have to, I have to, we all have to understand the power is within us. We can change this state of mind, this emotional, psychological state any day if we ever thought that we are powerful beings. If we understand that we are super powerful, we can any day change this. Just any day, a second. And remember, this kind of emotional healing and transformation, it's not a linear process. I keep telling this because it's very important. Sometimes my clients tell me, Madhu, I just did this, it's back again. Yes, it will get back to you. You will be tested if you have gone through it and if you've processed it. Now, if you want to do this, if you want to stay like, go into a Zen state where I know happiness is there, I know sadness is also there. It is good to be there, to be in a state of being a observer. Observe what you're going through. If you're angry, I want you to know, if you're angry, what you're exactly feeling, which part of your body is causing that tension, that stress in you. Where is it? Is it the gut? Is it below your rib cage? Is it on your throat? Is it on your head? Where is this happening to me? How are my emotions connecting and talking to me? Where is it showing it on my physical body? Because emotions are non-physical. You can't see them. They don't have any physical form. Now, how do you give it a form? By just labeling them that I am experiencing pain. I am experiencing grief. I am experiencing excitement, right? All right. So which is why when you label them, when you classify, I want you all to please go and download that chart, that beautiful round circle. It's a circle, it's a chart which connects the emotions, the 6 basic emotions, to the feelings that we feel. Often we don't even know what we are feeling. Excitement, everything is same. I used to think, I'll be honest with you, I used to think anxiety is good. Yeah, anxiety causes me pain in my legs. So that's how I mapped it. So 2 days back, we just landed in Chicago and it was like the time zone thing and my meditation is going on. I'm going to be here with you all and so many things. And I'm talking till 1 and 2 a.m. with my friend because I'm bonding after a long time. And all these things together, it causes anxiety in me. I will not override this and say that, hey, I'm a perfect human being. I am a practitioner. I'm here talking to you all. No. I will be completely honest, completely vulnerable with you. And I recommend that to you all. We're all human beings and we have to go through this. And when we accept that, hey, I'm not going to put myself on pedestal. I'm going to be completely honest with people and I'm going to tell you that I'm going through this too. Last night I was going through complete pain in my legs. And I'm like, I know that I'm anxious. I accepted it is very normal to be this anxious when so many things are going on around you. We were stuck in a storm yesterday. I was like, I'll message Nikita and I'll tell her, hey, we're having a tornado alert here in Chicago. I'm going to tell her, I don't know what if I'll have power. I was really anxious. I'm like, divine, please bless me that I do this. Right? So I will tell you that I was going through this too. Just because I'm talking to you, it doesn't mean I don't go through this. Which is why I tell this often: do not put anybody on pedestal and think nobody goes through this, or some Tony Robbins is not going through this. Everybody goes through this, and we all, life happens in a cycle, right? When happiness comes, it will pass too. This shall pass too. And when sadness comes, this shall pass too. If you hold on to this understanding that your emotions are going to pass too, because they are emotion, they are moving, they're not stationary, they're not going to be stuck and stagnant, stay with you. That is when you have your power. That is when you understand and internalize this, what I just told you, that this needs to keep moving. You've understood and you claimed your power back. You claimed your power back from these lower emotions. You do not give your power to these lower emotions. You claim yourself and say, hey, I know you are there. Fear is there with me for a reason. I know I am feeling anxious. I know I am feeling grief, but I know I have the power to change. I have to talk to myself. External people can help me, but internally, when I help myself, there's no power that can stop me. I want you all to connect it to your own inner power, that internal guidance, and help yourself. Yeah, and not be dependent on anybody else. When you understand that you have the control, you have the power, and you are a powerful being, you can change these emotions, right? So now connect and understand where the pain is. I want you all to jot this down. Where is this pain happening on my physical body? I'm going to note this down. And it is okay for me to feel this. Give yourself, Brené Brown calls it permission slips. Yeah, take a small piece of paper. Let's just have a card. I thought I'd show you something. So take a small piece of paper and write permission slip on the top of it. I give myself the permission. I allow myself to feel grief, to experience anxiety. I give myself the permission to feel this. It is okay to experience this. And I also allow and permit myself to get myself out of this. Because only you can get yourself out of this. There can be several people from outside who can help you. You are the only one who can help yourself. When you help yourself, the external will just come and help you from all sides, right? When you take one step, 10 steps are taken towards you. I want you to understand this. When your frequency changes, when you understand that I do not want to be stuck in the state of sadness, griefness, anger, whatever emotions that you're going through, which is not serving you well, which is not making you happy, which is creating a disconnect with your state of being happy. When you understand that, you will know, you come and pull yourself out of the state of being a victim. If you think I am sad, I am not going to get out of this, then you are actually bringing yourself into a state of being a victim. If I can hold these emotions and not release them, then I have the power to release them too. I have it all within me. This is our power. When you understand, if I can feel grief, I can also feel happy, I can change it. In NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, we call it resourceful state, unresourceful state, right? These are just labels given by different people. And I like to keep this label lower and higher emotions. Every time I feel this, I'm going to feel it. It is okay for me. I give myself the permission. I am going to take very good care of myself. I give myself the permission. And you know what I do? I just put my hands on my heart space and it's like, I'm there for you. I'm there for you. We can feel, we can have any emotion that we want to, what that we have as of now. And I have the power to bring myself out of it. I am not going to be a victim and staying in the same state. I can change my state anytime. I am powerful. My internal locus of control is strong. My connection with myself is strong. And nobody can stop me, and no external being, energy, anything can stop you when you are connected to yourself. So the whole thing in mindfulness is about connecting to ourselves. When we connect and regulate and navigate ourselves, we don't need anybody. I'm telling you, we just need facilitators who can help us do all this for us. And when we know that I can bring myself out, you're done. You're a winner there. You're victorious. That's your personal victory, right? So I'm saying that so all these things, right? I connect energy and subconscious, all these things together. And I'm telling you, the subconscious is like women. How many of you all have understood women? I don't understand myself sometimes. If I want something, I tell my husband, maybe you can do, but actually I want him to do, right? We're so mysterious, like we sometimes don't even understand ourselves, right? The subconscious is like that. It's mysterious. You want to connect to the subconscious, which is like feminine, right? And the conscious is the masculine. Now you have to connect the masculine, feminine, the light and the dark. When they come together, the play is beautiful. The interplay of the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine, is beautiful. Believe me, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous, juicy, extremely happy when I speak this. All right, that is when you have to access your subconscious. Gentlemen, I request you to access your feminine side. Go into the mysterious subconscious. Access the power of your subconscious. You don't need to go out. You have the power in you. The subconscious is not outside of you. It's within you. When you connect to this within you, everything comes out. You become light. All right. Now you have to throw light into these dark emotions to bring it out and understand why it's there. The integration of the shadow self is very important. How can we do this? Right? Just by talking to ourselves. Self-talk and practicing self-compassion. Big time, I preach self-compassion. If you're not compassionate to yourself, how can you ever be compassionate to others? Right? Big time self-talks, positive self-talks. Never ever, I'll emphasize more, never ever, even for fun's sake, say, I am an idiot. I'm dumb. I don't get it. She gets it. I don't get it. Never ever, even for fun, even for humor, put yourself down. Your self-talks, what you tell yourself is the most important thing. Your relationship with yourself is the most important thing on the planet Earth. Nothing else. Your relationship with yourself, your self-talks, your internal dialogues. I'm a loser. I'm a victim. I can't change this. I'm going to be stuck. I'm going to be stagnant. We cannot do that to ourselves. If we do that, let me tell you, you're doing a disservice to yourself if you ever did that. We have to reprogram our subconscious. You can write your own affirmations. Yes, you can write. So many people write their own affirmations and they tell me nothing is happening. I'm not able to manifest. I'm not able to get things. You have to put your emotions, your feelings into it. You have to feel it. Right now, when I'm talking, I'm completely present here. My full presence is here with you, and I'm just letting it flow through me. It's just flowing through me because my full presence is here. I'm accessing the intelligence within me, my inner guidance flowing through. I want you all to know that you have this power. If I can do it, who was crying last night in the tornado, the alert and everything, you can do it too. We are all the same. We are all gifted with this. We are all gifted the same powers. Nobody, the creator, the universe never said, all right, Madhu, I give you subconscious and I'm not giving subconscious to somebody in this group. Okay, you unbiased, we all have it. We all have it. It's free of cost, inexpensive. Yeah, it's inexpensive. It's free of cost. We just need to tap into that power. I'll ask you to say, I am powerful. I am confident, right? I am affirmations are very important. And when you feel it, I'm powerful, I'm confident. No. I tell my clients to dress up well in the sessions. I tell them you have to, tap into your divinity. Divinity is always beautiful. Beauty is divinity. Divinity is beauty. You have to tap into your power and bring the best out of you by doing all these affirmations. How? I am confident. I am positive. And all these affirmations, put them into yourself and do with it. Repeat this. When you repeat this, the negatives that are there, they get expelled out. They get expelled out. So when your healing happens, the trauma, whatever is there, which is not released, which is stuck, stagnant, stale, they need to be released, and and when they release, they just don't release from one part of the body. They happen in each and every single cell and fiber of our being. Every cell, cellular. The emotions are stuck at cellular level, right? So I want you to understand this is a beautiful process, and you can do it to yourself, right? When you know your affirmations, your self-talks, not criticizing yourself, not blaming yourself, never ever. I'll do this again, never ever do that. Always, I am growing, yeah? When somebody asks me, can you do your astral projections? Can you teleport? I don't say I don't do it. As of now, I'm not there yet. Yeah, I will be there tomorrow. I'm not doing that yet. I'm not teleporting as of now. I'm not using those spiritual powers right now, but they are latent in me. I'm going to tap into it later. So I would not say, no, I don't. As of now, I'm not. So I'm going to do it. So everywhere you have to change the narrative. The narrative is that of power. Even if you were in a place where you were abused, where you felt the bad or the negative emotions, what's your narrative? Are you feeling like a victim? Are you feeling powerful that I have this power to change me? That is what we all need. Yeah, no victim feeling, no self-criticizing, no self-loathing, no blaming self. Oh, I'm a very sad person. No, nobody ever says that. Yeah, I want you all to not say that. I know most of you are not. You all are good people. You all are like vibrating in higher frequencies, higher energies. But I want to lay this emphasis. It is very important not to do that. All right. So these are some steps. Finding the source, where it came from, where is it from my childhood? Is it from I was just forgiving and letting go of my college mate. I didn't even know that this is staying in me. So this is why you have to constantly keep doing it. It's not a linear process. I repeat that again. One thing that you can immediately do if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling fearful, right? To observe yourself, your mouth, very importantly. Are you clenching your teeth? I do this. So I'm like that. You see, both my upper and lower jaw, they stuck together, clenching. So if I'm clenching, something is going on and I'm not, actually experiencing higher emotions. So the minute you experience that if you think you're clenching, I will ask you to unclench. Yeah, that is a very beautiful and easy way of just getting yourself out. Another way, I'll show you that way. Sipping water. All right, when we're sad, when we are fearful, when we are anxious, something's happening to us, we get scared, and the saliva in the mouth, they're all gone. And the brain thinks, oh my goodness, something's happening, and you panic, and all the panic button, everything starts working, and the fear or the anger, whatever you have, it just expands, it just amplifies, it becomes bigger and bigger, which is why you need to sip water, or if you don't have water with you, do that. Can you all do that? I'm not going to judge you. Do that. Do it. And bring more saliva to your tongue. That gives a signal to the brain saying that you're good. When you're dry, it's like you're panicking, right? Drink water and bring more saliva. If you don't have water, just bring more saliva to your mouth. That's more than enough. And then tell yourself, I'm there for you. I'm there for you. Touch your heart. Say, we got this. We got this, Madhu. We got this. Tornado, we'll reach home. We just have to tell it, right? We got this. And I'm here, even after all the things that happened last night, 2 a.m. sleeping and waking up at 5 a.m. to be in par with my 5 a.m. club, right? That's how it is. We have to be strong. And we all have this power, not just one person. Everybody has this power. So I want to talk about boxed breathing. Nikita, I have time? Okay. So the boxed breathing is about, let's say you're angry and you're conscious, you're aware that you are angry, you are fearful, something is happening inside of you and it's not good for you. Even if you are not able to label the emotions, I want you to do this, yeah? Let's say that you are now labeling emotions and you're good with that. Let's say that you have not yet labeled the emotions that you're going through. You don't understand if it's grief or if it's sad, if it's fear. You don't know what it is. You have a little confusion. Just come to your breathing. So this boxed breathing, just come and tell yourself, right now, I'm not aware of what I am going through, what I'm feeling, what this emotion is, but I know that I have the power to understand this, and I can decode this. It's not a huge encryption algorithm that light, powerful being like me can't decode. I can easily do that. Tell yourself, I can easily do that, right? Tell yourself that, and then do the box breathing. What is it? 4 seconds. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Again, hold for 4 seconds. Can we do that? I'll just say and you do it. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to be counting numbers. Okay, I'll count 4 seconds. So inhale. Ready? Inhale. I'm going to count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold. Hold what you inhaled. 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now exhale. 4 seconds, exhale. Exhale for 4 seconds. Release. You can release your emotions by exhaling. 4, 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4. Release. Yes. Hold again. So you can do this for 4 seconds again. 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. Right? How do you feel? You can release your lower emotions with breath. These are ageless teachings, ageless wisdom, ancient wisdom, breathing. Super simple, just 4 seconds. Can we all do that? 4 seconds. Can you give 4 seconds to yourself? 4 into 4. 16 seconds is what I ask. Can you do that? I like to listen. I like to see yes energies there. Please, a big yes, a bold yes. Can we do that? Can you do that to yourselves? You can? All right. Now I have a punch dialogue. Right? I'm from the southern India. The heroes in the film industry, they have punch dialogues, and I grew up watching these punch. So I started incorporating punch dialogues in all my sessions, right? Even if it's chakra healing, even if it's ancestral healing, I do this punch dialogues. And my people are like, wow, they just don't forget it because it's so rhythmical. I've made something like that for us. I'm going to show you that, right? What do I do with the emotions? You have boxed breathing, you have affirmations, you have self-positive talks, your internal dialogues, you have all this, and you know that you have to, you have all the power to access your subconscious, but what to do with all these? Address and express it to yourself, or if you have a confident person, if you think this person will completely be non-judgmental with you and understand and sit with you, address and express it. This is a do, right? And what you cannot, well, I cannot force you all, which is why I don't want to say the word should. What you don't want to do is to suppress and repress them. Oh, this is spelling mistake. Repress, okay, yeah. So address and express all the emotions, all the feelings. No repressing, no suppressing. Yeah, I can even talk to you, go and tell you where it goes in the energy body, where it goes into your energy anatomy, in your chakras. I can go there, and that is why the healing is a very non-linear process. If you all understood what I said, what we spoke in this session, you are healed. You're already healed. Your chakra is healed. Your energy body is healed. You don't need to go and specifically do chakra healing. If you understood this, a part of your energy body is already healed. And you can do it to yourself. You don't need anybody. You need facilitators. That is why we're all there, right? You can reach out to us anytime. Yeah, feel free to reach out. So we can give you different techniques to do this, right? So address and express. How cool is that? Don't suppress and repress. How cool is that? Easy to remember? Yes. I have to see the yes energies later on. That kind of amps me up. I'm mostly a high energy person. And when I see those kind of things, I even more get energized. So that was my idea of decoding emotions. Were you all able to decode a little bit with me? Were you able to, did you get anything from the session? Like to see what you all say. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm going to feel everything. Oh, great job, Madhu. You did it. You did it in spite of the time zone differences, the jet lag, the tornado, the son who's going through puberty, the teenage, everything. Awesome, Madhu. You did it. You did it. You did it. Yay. I'm giving a standing ovation to myself after the session is done. I love myself. I'm going to take care of myself. And in taking care of myself, I inspire others to take care of themselves. Right? So that was Madhu for you. Do you want to hear a story? I like to tell stories. Story? Anybody? You have time? Or are you thinking I'm like, just what is giving if you give less? Give more, huh? My teacher says that. What is giving if you just give a little bit? Let me give you some more, yeah? This is my favorite story, yeah? The creator, the universe, created the universe, right? All the beings, the plants, the animals, humans. So before the humans were created, the creator already had birds that fly and animals in the ocean, the aquatic beings, the flying aviation, the beings who fly, beings who were in the water, aquatic beings, and then terrestrial beings. Okay, land, water, earth, everywhere. Land is earth, land, water, air, right? And then the creator said, I've created so many beautiful beings. I want to create another being. And then the creator said, okay, I'm done. And he or she was, the creator doesn't have a gender. They were almost done creating, and they created human beings, right? So now before creating the human being, the creator says, I'm going to meet with all my creations. So he calls upon the creations and the flying birds, the water animals, the terrestrial animals. They all agreed to come, and there was a meeting, and the creator said, hey guys, I'm going to create a very powerful being. You all are powerful, but I'm going to create an even more super potential beings. And I want to talk about them to you all. And they said, what is it, creator? And the creator said, hey, these beings are going to be so powerful than the power that you all have. I'm going to give them extra powers. Okay. And I don't know where to hide their superpower. And the being, the water animal, it was a turtle, said, hey, creator, just give the power to me. I'll go deep inside the ocean. I'm unfathomable. I will just go inside and put the power there, right? And the creator said, okay, let me think. And then a bird who soars high came and said, hey, creator, give me the power of the humans. I'll take it far in the sky. The humans can't go there because they can't fly. And the creator said, let me think. And then an elephant or some terrestrial animal, it came and said, just give it to me. I'll dig deep inside earth. I'll excavate earth. I'll dig and I'll put in the power inside the earth and I'll close it and the humans can't find it. And then the creator said, you guys didn't understand. You guys didn't understand. This is a super powerful being. They will just go anywhere. They'll go deep sea diving. They can go across the space. They have so many powers that they just go. They can drill the earth. They can do everything. I cannot give their power to any of you. And then the creator said, let me think, right? The creator took a few seconds and said, all right, these beings are super powerful and they will not know how to do this. And I'm going to make it challenging for them. I am going to put their super power inside of themselves. And when they go and they initially will be finding their power outside. Oh, I want to feel beautiful. Let me go get a vaccine done. I want to get my hair straightened. I feel beautiful. Yeah, my clients, ladies, like, I just got all this. I'm self-loving, Madhu. All right, that's your external self-care, waxing, lipstick. All right, I understand. How are you feeling? What is happening within you? Why are you not hiring help? Why are you not doing this to yourself? That is external self-care. So as humans, we go outside to seek. The one who goes within seeks himself or herself, which is why the creator said, hey, animals and beings of air, fire, water, earth, I'm not going to give it to any of you. I'm going to put their power within themselves. They will not know. They are children. They are my children. They will not know to find their own power. They'll just be everywhere. And one fine day, they will awaken to their superhuman potential and they'll seek for answers within. They'll go within. They'll dig deep in. They'll excavate and discover themselves. When we all discover and connect to ourselves, when the internal locus is strong, that is when we find our superpower. I want to leave you all with this thought that you all have the power. I have the power. You have the power. Everybody has the power. Do not put anybody on pedestal. I tell my clients, do not call me Madhuji. Don't do all this. Just Madhu is good. You and I were created equally, right? The creator was not biased. Don't do this G, touching my feet. Sometimes people touch my feet. Please, I know I transformed your lives. Do not put me on pedestal. Even if you do that, I will not boost my ego, right? I will not let that happen to me because I'm a super powerful being. I am a spirit. I'm not this ego. And I have this power within me. If I have it, you all have it too. Agree? You all have the power. Commit to me and say that you will be committed to your personal growth. Just two. I need more. Okay. So commit to yourself. Say that I will seek the power within me. I have the power within me. I will seek the power within me. I am super powerful. I'm highly powerful. I have superhuman potential. I've been gifted and blessed with all this. I'm going to seek within. Rumi is a Sufi saint. He said, those who you have to look within, seek within. Carl Hunk, they all said the same thing, seek within. If you seek outside, you don't get it. Seek within. Yes, committed to seeking within? Yes, I'm going to seek within even more. My excavation is on, and I'm also in this journey. This is a journey, not a destination. We will seek within until we breath our last, right? Committing? If you're committing, I'm happy. Yes? Yay, super happy. Great job. All right, any questions I can take up if we have time? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, somebody said a lot more than expectations. I've been like that, always exceeding expectations. Beautifully outstanding all the time. Self-appraisal happening right now. Yeah. People are afraid to praise themselves. Yeah. I want to do that to you all. I want to show, I'm doing this to show you that you can do this to yourself. You know, leading by example, you can appreciate yourself. Yeah. Self-appreciation, self-valuing, self-prioritizing is very important. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. Beautiful to see you all. Some people from my circle, they wanted to join. I couldn't give them the registration. I'll probably be sharing the YouTube link. Perfect. No suppressing, no repressing. Express, address. Feel free. Give yourself the permission. Write it. Take a chit. Write a note. I give myself the permission to feel this emotion. It is okay to feel it. I cannot just be happy all the time because even happiness will just pass through, right? This shall pass too. It's not only for grief, it's for happiness too. When you understand the law of cycles, it's a universal law. You have to be experiencing both, which is when you understand how beautiful life is. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. You like the story? Yes, it's my favorite story. The power is within.
Thank you so much, Madhu, for such an insightful session and so powerful. And most importantly, we learned that it's actually very important to accept both the negative and the positive emotions, and that's actually decoding emotions. Yes. So how is it for you guys?
Yes, very beautiful. Power within me, have the power. Awesome.
Great. I'll just add in a very tiny story here as to taking forward what Madhu has said. There was this brilliant sculptor named Michelangelo. I am sure some of you must have heard about him. So he was so brilliant in his work, and one day he was asked that, how are you so amazing in your work? How do you do that? And he said that every block of stone has a statue inside, and it is the task of the sculptor to discover it. And that's what I do. I just chisel off the excess marble, and there it is, the beautiful sculpture. So similarly, all of us have it within us, that unique us. We just, like Madhu said, it's there. God has given us inside us, and we keep searching it all over. So you just need to carve out, evolve, and bring out that beautiful self outside of you. And which you're doing by joining this community, by improving every day, concentrating on self-development, self-improvement, and running this Learnathon. So I'm sure I will see you guys tomorrow again for more powerful learnings. We have some amazing speakers lined up. And before I close, Suren is here. So I'll just invite Suren again. Suren, over to you.
Thank you so much, Nikita. Thank you very much. First of all, let me share my gratitude to 3 amazing speakers, 2 Wonder Women, 1 Superman, right? So what a super start by Pooja. This is the day which is Pooja's day, her birthday, and she decided to celebrate her birthday with us. I think this is the biggest commitment. Rarely people do that because people say, hey, come on, it's my birthday. I want to be with my family. I want to go out, do something. She decided to manage her family in her own way because I know how she's managing that. And she was all committed for that. So Pooja, we are really grateful to you for adding those resources in us, you know, through the
family. I'm celebrating it with my family.
Of course, yes, of course. And that was wonderful to listen to you with the biology of happiness. You know, so much oxytocin. When you say family, it is oxytocin for us. So such a wonderful start. I'm so grateful. And we had so many audience from the Facebook, from across, they're connected. So much love for you. At the same time, Anupji, the art of learning, the way you presented, it was such a wonderful topic and beautifully presented. Thank you so much. Madhu, there were a lot of challenges, still you were there. I think God had a plan, and very important, today is International Yoga Day. Happy International Yoga Day to everyone. On a wonderful day, we are doing it. Madhu being an amazing spiritual coach as well, and being with us with super zeal, super energy. It was fantabulous to hear her, the stories, amazing with decoding emotions, how the frequencies matters. It's all about frequencies. So I think this all 3 super speakers deserve a lot of love. Let me start with myself. And let's see how many people share love. I would like to see that in the gallery view. How many people share? I can see many love from Nikita, Anupji, Madhu, Pooja, Manpreet, yes, Abhishek, Alvin, Dani is there, Smita, Anna ma'am, both are there, Sunitra, Rajeshwar, Abhishek, super, Ganesh, Hardika, Ria, Sureka, super, Tanvi. Many love to you all. Thank you so much for being so generous, so being so kind, and that's the love, you know, for others. That's the power of giving. We are so grateful to all speakers and all audience, super audience who have been consistently listening to us, and Nikita for being a super host, super moderator, super anchor. I'm looking forward for tomorrow, guys, because we have super 3 speakers tomorrow, right? We begin the first day's Learnathon with Pooja, Anupji, and Madhu, and we will be continuing this momentum. We have Manpreet as well, who is today in the session. So Manpreet will be talking on unearthing hypnotherapy. Amazing concept. We will have Nada, who is also attending this program from Lebanon. She will be speaking about the inner game. What is the outer game and what is the inner game? We have Ajay Almeida, leadership coach, will be speaking about, he calls it emo proof. Like a bulletproof, we have an emo proof your life for tomorrow. And day 3 is again super fantastic because we have Dani from Canada. She's also joining this program. She'll be doing a session on, you know, peace, giggles, and play. And Dr. Tamil Rassi on brain detox. Many things to come. I think it all begins with the first session, and I'm truly grateful to all 3 speakers for making it possible. Madhu all the way from US for being a part of, you could manage it. Pooja, even though it was a birthday, still you're here. And Anup sir for taking this initiative, and wonderful audience. So thank you very much, guys. We're looking forward to see you tomorrow. I'm sure you have filled the form for your certification. So we look forward. So thank you so much again. We look forward. See you tomorrow, but yet another learning with the same login details, because you're already logged in. So you can just join with the same details tomorrow. Tomorrow with yet another learning. I'm hungry for learning. I was continuously listening to 3 super speakers. I'm sure you are looking forward. So thank you so much. Take care. See you. Bye-bye. Take care.